We are on oversight and accountability, and so this case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose. And the reason why I took a particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine. And also, too, as you said, 0.01% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance, Megan. And so what we're seeing is really there was a case of he said, she said. The evidence wasn't actually respected and properly adhered to actually in the trial. And then they also were doing something that I would find pretty wild and egregious. They were actually submitting his lyrics for rap as evidence to the crime. So look, first and foremost, you have to have a free and fair society. That means we need to respect and uphold the justice system. So I actually reached out today to Gavin Newsom's office, and we are requesting an emergency meeting. We're also working with other Democrats, specifically to the California delegation. But I think that this is something that's pretty egregious, that the way that this was handled, the way that it was. I think that it was largely driven by headlines. And aside from the people involved and the parties involved. Obviously, I take domestic violence, I take this very seriously, Chris, but I also take very seriously the fact that I do believe, based on the evidence that I've seen, that Tory's innocent. And I think that it sets a really bad message when you have someone of his stature and also, to someone that is as influential as he is, that's being wrongfully incarcerated. And that's exactly why we wanted to use our megaphone for a good reason and help get him his pardon, which I think.
And I think that he deserves a pardon immediately, because if there's no DNA evidence on the gun and the only thing that you have is testimony from the person that was jealous at the time, that also lied in an interview that said that she didn't even have sex with him or they wasn't romantically linked when they absolutely were, that's pretty insane. That's 100% insane. And I think that 100% he needs to be freed. And the thing that bothered me the most about this whole situation is that he was convicted in a court of public opinion before he ever got a trial. He was put a gag order on. She was able to talk. Obviously, we know record labels and marketing was involved in that because she was a heavy investment. And now she's crashing out and trying to make it seem like he's still guilty. And it seems as though he got set up in jail and was stabbed 14 times. That's not right. That absolutely is not right. You cannot convict a person in a court of public opinion, which they did that first. And then the second thing is, you cannot just throw somebody under the bus and ignore the justice system and endure evidence or withhold evidence that would allow for him to be able to be free.